Good morning, my friends. We are going to talk about Chapter 10, Lesson 7 today. It will be our last lesson in Chapter 10. And we're going to start on page 607. We're talking about fractions again today. And it's going to be a little twist on fractions today. So what does it look like if I say, okay, so this is what we've talked about. If this window is divided into 4 parts and 2 of the parts are shaded, that fraction would be 2 shaded parts over 4 parts altogether. So 2 over 4, 2/4, right? What does it look like if all 4 of the 4 parts are shaded? Then it's 4 over 4. 4/4, and that equals what? That's our question for today. What does it equal if all 4 of the 4 parts are shaded? What do you think? If this window is one window and equals one whole window, and all of the parts are shaded, and it equals 4 out of 4, 4 over 4, 4/4, then what does 4/4 equal? Well, look at, there's a hint right here. The 4/4 is written inside of an outline of the number 1, because 4/4 equals 1. 10/10 equals 1. 17/17 equals 1. 2,488 over 2,488 equals 1. When all of the parts are present, so you look and you can see how many total parts possible there are, and if all the parts are present so that the numerator is the same number as the denominator, then that equals one whole object or one whole item. It's complete. All the parts are present. It's whole, so it's 1. It's worth 1. So let's look right here. This is divided into, there's 4/4, right? 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. There's 4/4, and that equals one whole window. So 4 over 4 equals 1. So 4/4 is one whole, or you could say it like this. You could say 4 over 4 equals 1. Make sense? All right, so now let's look at the next page. Here we have 1 over 1, which, as we just said, it doesn't matter. When the numerator is the same as the denominator, it equals 1. It can be 1 over 1 or 4 over 4 or whatever. It can be anything. So it equals 1. Hold on, I have to text Grace right now and tell her to be quiet because she's talking too loud and you're going to hear her on the video. So I'm going to fuss at Grace just for a second. Be quiet, Grace. Let's see if that works. Okay, so now the fraction 1 over 1 means one whole is partitioned into one group. So 1 over 1 equals 1. All right, there's one counter and it's all present. Now, let's think about something different. What if I had 3 parts that each one was partitioned into a whole by itself? So it's not like, it's like 3 wholes actually that are each in one part. The bottom tells us how many parts there are. So I know that there's one part per object. I'm just going to use the word object. There's one part per object, but there's 3 of them. So it's like if there's 3 separate counters and they're not partitioned at all, they're not, there's no parts to shade in because it's one whole, but there's 3 of those. So we write that as 3 wholes, each having 1 part. So it is 3 over 1. So it's like 3 separate objects, or 3. 3 over 1 equals 3. There are 3 wholes in 3 over 1, because each one is just divided into 1 part, and there are 3 of them. So there are 3 wholes. So 3 over 1 equals 3. So here they give you an example of what the main idea that you're trying to learn in this lesson. 3 over 3 equals 1. 3 over 1 equals 3. And guess what? Guess what 10 over 1 equals? 10. Guess what 22 over 1 equals? That's right, 22. Guess what 498 over 1 equals? Yes, indeed, it equals 498. So these are 2 concepts that you just need to memorize. I hope you understand it. I hope I explained it so that you understand it, because that's really important. But also memorize it, because you're going to see this on every test until you graduate the 8th grade. Not every test, but you're going to see it every year. Let's put it that way. You need to know that if the numerator and the denominator are the same, they equal 1. No matter what these 2 numbers are, they equal 1. You need to know that any numerator over a 1 is equal to the numerator. So let's make up another one. Let's say 5 over 1 equals 5. I have 9 cats. No, I don't. I don't anymore. I used to. I do not. I do not. Okay, let's just say I have 9 pets. Okay, so 9 pets, and each pet is its own whole. So if I said 9 over 1, because each pet is its own part, 9 over 1 equals 9. Okay, let's look at the first 2 examples at the bottom. Here I have a square that's been divided into triangles. It's divided into 8 parts. So I have the square that's divided into 8 total parts. How many of them are shaded? 8. So 8 eighths equals 1 whole part. It's 1 part divided into 8 pieces. So 8 over 8 equals 1 complete part. Number 2 is different, because look, the parts are separate. How many total wholes do I have here? I have 4 wholes, or 4 ovals, but each one is its own separate oval. It's not in pieces like this is. And each one of these wholes is divided into how many parts? Each one is only 1 part. So this is 1 part, and this is 1 part, and this is 1 part, and this is 1 part. So this is like 1 over 1, plus 1 over 1, plus 1 over 1, plus 1 over 1, and together it's 4 over 1. Make sense? I hope so. All right, go ahead on and do 608 and 609, and do all the problems, and then we're going to finish fractions. On Friday, I will send you the corrections and the video. I still don't have Olivia because she's still studying, so I'm going to add a video on my own, but when I loaded it, somehow it's stretched out. So Jax's head looks really wide and James's head looks wide. Whatever, I did the best I could. You guys know I'm limited a little bit. I'm sorry. And as for the surprise, the notification I got said it was going to come. It promised me it was coming on Monday. Well, Monday came and went, and I didn't receive it. Then today I got another text message this morning promising me it was on schedule to be delivered today. Well, today has come and gone, and it hasn't arrived. So here's a hint. I was inspired to do this from Miss Harper Vick, and I ordered something in the mail, and by the time we're finished with it, we'll be well into the summer weeks, but that's okay. I'm still going to send you emails with videos every now and then telling you how it progresses, or showing you on video how it progresses. But in the meantime, my hint is we're going to be looking at a little bit of metamorphosis. Now, nobody call Harper and ask her for the answer. We're going to let it be a surprise when the package is ever delivered. Hopefully that's tomorrow. Fingers crossed. All right, guys. Have a great week. Look for the video whenever it comes. It could come any day. We know what we don't know. Friday, you'll get corrections. And then Sunday, you'll get lessons or assignments for next week, which will be our last week, I think. Check me, Piper. Piper's my checker of facts. Am I right, Piper? I think next week is our last week of the third grade, of assignments for the third grade. Wow. You guys, we made it. All right. Hope you enjoy the video. See you soon. Hopefully, I wish. Soon. I will see you soon. Bye, guys.